What's up, everybody? It's the Spicy Juggalo here, back at you with another great interview. I've got two very special guests. It's a twofer day. I have the Inked Gardener crew, Mike and Tammy. Mike and Tammy, what's up?
What's up?
What's going on?
Thank you guys for joining me today. I've been wanting to get you on for a while. We finally talked, and you're on my channel. And what would you like to say to the pepper world today?
Well, first, thank you for having us. We love watching you. We love watching your interviews. We think they're awesome. So it's an honor for us to kind of be here in the seat with you now.
Yeah, and we love the pepper community. I love the diversity and just everything about it. You know, worldwide, it's great. Yeah.
Awesome community.
And so I got to ask, you had mentioned to me when we talked earlier that you had been doing this growing operation and stuff for years and years. You started very small, like everybody does. Was this something that the two of you connected on immediately, or was this something that grew into your relationship?
Interesting. Can I say a little bit of both?
Yeah.
So before we had met, we were both growers. We were both farmers. Not so much strictly hot peppers, but everything. And then, you know, when we had gotten together, you know, our first year together, we had a garden, and I'm like, oh, well, I want this pepper. And he's like, oh my gosh, he realized I loved peppers. I realized he loved peppers. And it literally was like a pepper romance from there.
With the trial and errors.
Yeah.
We can't sugarcoat. We've had our trial and errors just like everybody else.
Yeah.
You know.
But we've come into the community together. We weren't individuals doing hot peppers, because I learned actually a lot from him. He got me more into it than I had ever known. I didn't know there was such a massive and crazy, intense, interesting world, and he actually introduced me to that. So
then I couldn't stop her, and then it was like, forget about it.
Who amongst you guys is the mad scientist, or both of you kind of like going at it equally?
I guess it would be me.
When it comes to researching knowledge, book smarts, and making the right decisions or organization, it's her. When it comes to, I want to take that pepper and have a baby, it's me.
There you go.
Yeah, basically.
And who's the photographer? Because man, you do some great posts with the pod pictures, man.
That would be me. I actually have quite a passion for photography. It's been like a little hobby of mine ever since actually I was a kid. My grandmother was a hobbyist photographer. So for me, capturing images, I always say to people, I can make anything beautiful. And so when it came into like photography and peppers, when we opened our business and we had to have nice shots, it was very natural. But for me, there's beauty everywhere. And with peppers, they're there and they're gorgeous among themselves. So it's really easy. The peppers make it easy for me, but I do most of the photography.
Yeah, look, she found beauty in the ugly. Don't worry about it.
Are there any peppers that you guys grew strictly for the aesthetics?
Oh, sure.
Oh, yes, many. A lot of the peppers that we received for aesthetics, the seeds that we received, was all in something we wanted to cross in the future to take those genetics and continue them on.
And then some were just so fascinating that like we would sit there and mind you, it's months and months and months, every pre-season we call it. And we will sit and we will look and we will stalk people's inventories and their pictures. And we would say, hey, you know, this is just so fascinating. I want to see what it looks like in real person. So there's many peppers that we do grow and we have grown that started out as, my gosh, they're beautiful. And it's art. To us, it's art. But then it was like, oh, cool, they've got a lot of heat. So that's a double bonus. But
right.
I would probably say about 40% of what we grow started out as, that's just a gorgeous pepper and we want to see it.
I like the whole taking a certain pepper or phenotype and being able to change the color or change the genetics of it, create something different. I mean, you know, you have your trial and errors. I mean, some stuff you're growing, you're like, what is that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Right.
It doesn't always work
it doesn't
out.
always work out. You don't always get what you ask for, but it's still always a cool journey, I guess, getting there.
Now, is there a household pepper? Like, is there one pepper variety that you guys just want to have on hand in the house for cooking, for like just to have on hand all the time?
Yes, but there can't be one favorite. That yes, we absolutely always have to have the Trinidad
Always.
Maruga Scorpion, always. And believe it or not, it's not a super hot, but the cayenne, the yellow
Mhm.
cayenne, I haven't had a year where I haven't had yellow cayenne growing, and I can't tell you how long. So honestly, it's like two different scales, but you got to have the Trinidad Maruga Scorpion, but then the cayenne as well.
Yeah, let me explain this. My wife has certain varieties, and every year she picks the well, our growing season is very long. We also grow indoors. So we kind of have more than one season that, you know,
Right.
like than other people. But she will take the best pheno, the largest size, and regrow. And she continues this process. That's why we have like the extra large ghost. Not like, I mean, the ghost is kind of in the past, but her ghosts are like, they're humongous. They're like 4 inches long. And, you know, and the Trinidad's, it's like perfect pheno, perfect size. She picks them every year, the perfect ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, and you know, I'm also a little OCD with like labeling. Like if I have something that I feel is an excellent pheno in every way, that goes in a completely separate bag from, let's say, my good ones. I mean, I literally have probably 6 different categories for each pepper and where they rate, and if they get sold and if they do not get sold, and if they're our secret stash stockpile or if they're for breeding. I mean, that's how OCD I am about that.
I told you she has lists for lists. Told you.
You know,
But no, she had. I mean, literally, we have a tunnel outside too. Besides, you know, and she took it over, and it's totally isolation tunnel. So all the best phenos, all the best plants go in there. They're isolated. I'm not really allowed in there unless I have to weed eat or something. That's it.
Don't contaminate the product.
stay out of my face.
I don't even put her in there.
So how did you go from casual growers to starting your own like enterprise in peppers and pepper products?
It was kind of two beginnings.
Mhm.
It was a first beginning a few years ago, because we wanted to turn a hobby into something a little bit more. But then, to be honest, the second beginning was kind of when COVID hit.
Mhm.
And like so many people, work was drying up, and you had to be home, you had to homeschool. Things were getting difficult. And so in early of 2020, we decided that we should make it official and make it an official business and get our licenses to grow and to be official distributors and nursery dealer licenses and all that, because the future was very uncertain. But one thing we did know is we could do this from home.
Mhm.
We had the knowledge to be able to do this from home. And so it was kind of like, it was almost like two starts. We started a few years ago, but we didn't take it seriously, and we had jobs, and we had a lot going on. So it was more a hobbyist business. But it was really kind of COVID that kind of, believe it or not, solidified it. And many small businesses were going out of business, and we actually started 2 businesses during COVID. So that's really kind of where we made that rock hard decision to go full time.
Right. Now, if it wasn't for gardening, okay, let's put gardening aside for the moment. What were your superpowers before gardening? Was there a hobby or something either of you like were really excelled at and was like, well, if gardening don't work out, if this business don't work, maybe I could have done this or this?
You want to answer yours first? Because we have the same answer.
Hobby?
Not hobby, but
Well, I mean, we've both been in construction longer than most people have been in construction.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, I'm the carpenter and woodworker. I mean, I could do everything, and she's the mason and all that, but she could do everything. So believe it or not, we could build houses from the ground up in every phase, and what
Many
Damn.
people, most people look at me and I've been working for myself since I was about 22, and I started in cell tower construction in New York. But people that don't know me, they'll say, "Oh, well, what do you do?" And I'm like, "Well, I own my own construction business. I'm the sole proprietor. I do, I'm a mason. I can stack block. I can pour concrete. I can do flat work. I can do culture stone. I can do tile work. I can do sheetrock." And they just look at me, and I'm like, "Yeah, pretty."
How do you guys not have your own HGTV show? You could build houses and grow the peppers and do all that. I mean,
Maybe someday we'll get discovered. But no. So if we were, and we still do construction a little bit. Like I said, when we moved to Oklahoma, and COVID hit, we did open an LLC out here, for construction. But really, peppers was just an easier takeoff for us, especially with the kids being home. But
we still do construction.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still renovating houses and doing things. Unfortunately, materials through the roofs and disappearing off the shelves, but we still do it. But peppers is our main business now,
mhm. And so you guys get a lot of fanfare on your site, right? Like you got a lot of people following you now. And I imagine that also comes with a lot of people sending you stuff trying to burn you up, right?
Yeah.
What has been like what have been some of the things you've received that have just been super fun? And like, have you gotten into the challenges and stuff like that?
We kind of make our own challenge. Listen, how can we say it? We are not trend followers. We're trendsetters. We like to we do our own thing.
Well, it's hard to do challenges, not for him, for me, because believe it or not, I have a digestive illness. So there's
Okay.
only so far I can take my heat level
Right.
before it actually becomes dangerous for me health-wise. So I can't do challenges. I don't think he has much of a fascination for me. So for you, you're like, yeah, do I want to try a nasty chip that tastes like charcoal and garbage?
No, you know what it is with growing peppers and tasting pods. Yeah, I want something to light me up, but I also want something that complements it. I want the flavor that complements it. To eat a nasty pepper that is so hot or a nasty chip that is so hot, it's really not worth it. Like some people make tinks that are very pepper forward. It's strictly all pepper. To me, and that's for me, a lot of people do like that. For me, there's no art in it.
Mhm.
There's an art in making the tank and bringing that heat level up, but flavors, colors, clarity, like there's so much that goes into the art of making like a tincture. That's what we like,
I think we like competitions where you're making something and entering it. Not so much competitions where you have to eat something that tastes horrible, is probably going to make you sick for a few days and could possibly kill you. Like that's not our thing. But I think as far as things that we have received, that's way fun. We did get that ammo box.
Yes.
From a guy, a good friend of ours in Florida, John Hogan. He sent us this really cool pepper kit in an ammo box. That was wicked awesome.
Oh yeah, and it was like whatever. Listen, he made this creation with these soaked reapers that you dipped in powder that you put in honey and you eat it, and you it lights you up. But it was so delicious. It was like you didn't even care about the heat.
Yeah,
like,
Candy Reaper, basically. Yeah.
And he grows original pheno reapers, so it's like it's not all this watered down peppers that you're getting nowadays. Like his reapers are small, little, perfect phenos. They're excellent and they're hot.
Yeah, but I mean, for the most part, we just get sauces or we just get pickles, and there's not a lot of fun fare with it, except for when we get to taste it all at once. But we get a lot of great stuff. I mean, it's awesome because everything that we get, we're like, wow, this person put a lot into this. And so that's probably the fun part of it. But the unique things really just come from Hogan, really, with the coffins and the ammo boxes. He really brings it up a notch.
Yeah, and I have to say something. I'm going to sound a little forward. There's a lot of people who always complain about prices, and not with our products, but I'm just saying with everybody. There's a lot of work in the art of what a lot of these people do, whether it be a salt,
Yeah.
candy, anything. That's what it's worth to them. It's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort, and it's a lot of labor. People don't realize that half these guys are just losing money. They put
Yeah.
their
Oh, yeah.
heart and soul into their products,
Mhm.
and you got to respect that. There's
Yeah.
some people who just want it out there for people to taste, and they put a lot of work into it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's true. I mean, packaging, and when you're just a hobbyist, especially, it's expensive when you're not doing it in a big factory and it's not coming off an assembly line. Um,
It is,
Sorry.
trust me. I know about that. I haven't sold any of my stuff. I was just giving it away to people to taste and this and that. And I'm like, dang, between the time to grow the stuff and then the stuff from the mason jars to the woozy bottles to the shipping to all the other ingredients and stuff, it's kind of expensive.
yeah,
But I'm just a small guy, so it's no big deal because I just want people to enjoy it. But if I was trying to do something on a big scale,
yeah,
the cost of that.
yeah. It is.
Yeah. And growing on like what we grow, just forget about outside. With the indoor grow itself, people cannot imagine how expensive it is. I mean, and if people are like, well, why is this cost? Listen, I have $730 electric bills just
Yeah.
lights.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, and that's not counting soil and pots and
Oh,
everything
yeah.
else with it, and newts, because we use all natural newts. We use the best of the best, and people have to understand, like, there's just so much. There's so
Mhm.
much, you know.
Now, what is your favorite thing to make from your peppers? Is it sauces? Is it tinks? Is it other products? What is your favorite?
You go first. I know what you're gonna say.
What, my wings?
No.
Oh, tink. I love making tink. I love making tink because I like to try. There's a lot of tink makers out there, so it's hard to be unique. It really is. It's hard to make flavors that appeal to people that other people haven't already tried. So I really do like. I enjoy making tink. You know?
I would have to say jelly and then tink. I love making jelly with our peppers. I love it. We smoke them. It's a huge, long process just to get the right powder to put in the jelly, and I like making jelly. And tinks is a close second.
Now, I was going back through some of your old posts and I noticed you had a fluffernutter tank. Is that correct?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yep.
I missed that, man. I love fluffernutter. I bet that's amazing.
You know what's funny
Yeah.
is people out this way really don't know what fluffernutter is.
Right.
So, but then they taste it and it tastes like fluffernutter.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we were creating that. We were sitting around one night, and I said, let's remember things from our childhood. Like,
Mhm.
let's bring some of that into it, And so that was one of the things was, when you were a kid, you had fluff on toast with peanut butter, and it melted and it schmoozed together. And I'm like, that would be a really great flavor, just like the chocolate mint. I mean, it's the York peppermint patty type thing. And the fluffernutter is great. We do still have a bottle, just so you know.
You want to know? Well, we don't, because I'm going to send it to you.
Oh, man, thank you so much.
It's
That is
coming.
awesome.
I'll send it to you. Don't worry about it.
That is awesome. Thank you guys so much.
There, it wasn't supposed to be hot. It was supposed to be like an intermediate, so everybody can enjoy it. It did wind up a little hotter than it was supposed to, but I think you'll be fine. It's not like crazy off the charts.
Yeah, and great
No
flavor.
doubt.
Loved it, so you'll like it.
Well, this is the part of the show now where I want you guys to shamelessly plug whatever it is you need to plug. Let's get websites. Let's see where to order your stuff. Let's talk about new products, whatever you want. Let's go.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Show ramble it out.
Okay, well, the first thing that I do want to talk about is I do want to talk about our Agent Orange. Okay, this one, the 2021 V2 Tink Off, just yesterday from Jason Capsaicin. This we have constantly, always available. And we do send a portion of the proceeds to Folds of Honor. We dollar match. So whenever somebody buys Agent Orange, we take a portion of that. We throw our own money into it. And every month we send a donation to Folds of Honor out of Oklahoma. And all of our stuff can be bought on Etsy. So we have an Etsy shop. Just go to Etsy, go to Facebook, Everything that we do is under our bio. You can hit our Etsy link to go to our shop, our Etsy or our other link for Folds of Honor. And we always have new products. So you always have to check with us. We're always posting it. Anything from all natural balms to tinks, to seeds, to peppers, to powders, to pods, to fresh pods, to dried pods. You name it, we could probably get it or make it for you.
Yeah. Told
Pretty
you.
much.
Told you.
That's amazing, guys. I got to thank you for joining me today. I think this gives people, and it gave me a lot cooler insight into you two guys personally. And I got to root for you guys, man. And may your business thrive and get through this whole pandemic BS unscathed, man. Hopefully everything works out great for you guys.
Yeah,
I
thank
still
you.
want to campaign for you guys to get an HGTV show, though.
We root
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
One more thing before we go. We do want to say one thing. We want to thank everybody. And we always give thanks where it's due. And this community, not only is it great to each other, but it's been great to us. And without the support of the community, people like us, people like you, could not be doing what we're doing and enjoying what we're doing. So we want to say from Ink Gardener, we thank each and every person that supports us. And we're going to keep trying to do a good thing and a good product.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't forget to send me your address. I'll send you that fluffer number right out.
Will do. Thank you guys so much. Everybody, say goodbye to the Ink Gardener crew, Mike and Tammy. Whoop, whoop.
Thanks, brother. Good.